But if you had a DS product and you brought it, it looked like, you know what, this is going to work on Wii. We would probably say we should probably do this on Wii, have interconnectivity, game share, these things, and because then it makes it mitigates some of the risk because then we're two platforms and we can spend a little bit more money on marketing and so on and so forth. So multi-platform is good.
All right, a technical design overview. So it's a small technical design document that really just goes over what your capabilities are, what your engine is, and the middleware solutions that you're using, any additional tools or high-line efficiencies that you have. What we do, really, though, is we like to do a studio visit, even if the title is a smaller than a 500-page title, just because you really want to see your team working together. You want to kind of get the feel in place and really stand in front of the computers and understand what the actual tool set is. So I'm not saying that every publisher will do that, but if somebody does, it's good.
We usually do. I usually go see every developer and determine, it's okay, we want to do this product, and then I'll get it there.
And then competitive product and sales analysis. This actually, we don't necessarily think that this is something that you really have. This was something that the agency recommended because our marketing team will do the analysis. So it doesn't really matter how much effort you put into it because we're just going to redo it from our perspective. But one thing that you can do, what you mentioned before, is to really focus on how your game stands apart, how your game is unique, how your game is different, how your game is going to break through some new area or innovate in a new way. And then a company overview is always good, just so we can really understand where you're at, your team size, any philosophies that you have, basically anything you want to talk about. And then in certain respects, biographies of key team members are important. If you're a new development team, that's important so we can understand what projects you've worked on in the past. If you are a studio that's known for doing third person and you want to move into the first person area to understand that there's actually people on your team that have a lot of experience doing that, and it would be a gigantic leap, it would be a little bit smaller leap. But really understanding, what your goals are and where you want to go, and how you can get there. And then finally, your estimated timeline and budget. Just really understand what the team size is and detailed milestones. It doesn't have to be a complete milestone schedule, but just you thought it out. You know what you're going to be able to deliver a little bit more slowly.
I think one of the things to understand is that it really has to make financial sense. I mean, it could really be a great game, but if it doesn't make financial sense to the publisher, why would they do it? So it has to be a concept where the cost and the amount of units forecast makes sense where everyone's going to make money. So that's is becoming more and more of a problem on our side. Yeah. I used to think those Cambridge publishers. Now that I'm one of them, it's not the way it is.
So now we'll go through just a typical greenlight process, and we're just going to basically apply the rules. So then again, if you have any questions at any time, please let us know. So of course you go through analysis from the company, but you really go through a lot of analysis. So you start with business development. They're usually your main point of contact. And they're going to be the ones that are going to come back to you with additional questions. They're going to walk the opportunity through the entire process. They're the ones that have the connections throughout the entire company. They're a very, very good resource to get a lot of information. Product development, they will review it purely from a gameplay perspective. Reviewing it purely from a gameplay perspective. Taking a look at what your concept is and really understanding what's going on, and then they'll probably come back to you with a lot of questions. So I didn't really understand what you were trying to come across here. What exactly, or put across here? What exactly is this section about? You touched on multiplayer. What exactly do you have planned? These features, this would be really cool. How do you plan on actually having this come together? So they're the ones that are going to probably ask you the most questions, but they're also the ones that are going to be able to explain to the rest of the company how your vision and your passion will come through and make a great game. Marketing reviews from a market perspective. So they take a look at historical sales. So I'm sure we're all familiar with, well, at least in North America, NPD, which is interest information, which shows historically what games have sold, what genres, how many millions of units. So they'll look at that historical sales, they'll look at current sales, they'll look at analysis about the future of our industry. They have a lot of contacts in the industry that read the market analysts, and so they'll get information from them in terms of hardware growth and software growth. And they'll also look at things from where your title is going to launch in the life cycle of the hardware, because that also makes a difference. And then finally, what is the hook? How does this stand apart? How can we ensure that our forecast is going to support, or the game is going to support the forecasts? So
the one thing about what's the hook, and I always feel like this when I'm with marketing, so why is it different? I always feel under attack. So it would be a good thing to think that through before the meeting, because it does make you feel like you're being attacked by them. Don't know why, but it does.
And really,
because it's kind of like, okay, so why is my game different? And it's something that we don't think about as we meet very much. We just know we're doing something that we love, and it's good. And that question, if you're not prepared for it, is very difficult to answer. So it means that you've played a lot of games and you've gone through it, you've thought through all your ideas. And, okay, so here's the 3 features or the 2 things that sets mine apart from everything in the genre. And if you're not prepared for that, it honestly makes you feel like you're under attack. It's kind of weird. But that's been my experience.
and it's not just saying something like it's Gears of War meets SpongeBob meets Puzzle Quest and it's great. You have to explain why that's great. And then finally, well, not finally, but the next step is sales. And basically what sales does is they review all the recommendations and materials. So there's not a lot of, they rely a lot on marketing for the analysis. There's not a lot of additional analysis that's done, but there is one important step, which is they understand the retail climate better. So they know what retailers are willing to do and what the retailers are staying away from. And that is very, very my favorite story was when right before Nintendo was launched on DS, retail was like, DS is working, it's a platform nobody wants it, it's weird, there's 2 screens, it doesn't make any sense, the hardware's not moving, and then Nintendo was launched, it was like, we love DS, no more GBA. And so they, in fact, are really, they do a lot that affects our market so significantly. The PSP has struggled over the past couple of years, and we think that it's beginning to do that, and we're very, very happy because we love that platform. But again, PSP software, if it's not attached to a strong brand, it's not selling. And retail is really resistant to support, non-branded PSP software at this time. So it does affect. Unfortunately, it does affect the decision making.
And they're very twitch.
Yes. It's not as falling. Finance will probably work together with business development to build a business model. So you plug in your development numbers and your marketing costs and your sales costs and operations costs and your projected forecasts, and then you see the numbers. See if they're going to make some money. And if you do, good.
The one thing about this portion is where I usually go into business development and go, that's crap. We need more. Because I really want to do the product. So then I go to marketing and I lobby them and I lobby sales. Then I plead with her. So that's how it works in our company.
And this is when the feature set comes in to play. Because I'm the one that has to balance, okay, let's squeeze the development budget. Okay, let's increase the forecast. Nobody wants to do that. Development doesn't want to increase their budget. Marketing and sales do not want to increase their forecast or pull some pricing. So how do we get development to prove to marketing and sales that this game is going to support a higher forecast? By features, by the gameplay, what sets it apart, what's unique about it. That's the most important thing.
One question to do this. What has been everyone's most excited part?
You know what? I think it's really the enthusiasm of PD.
Yes.
So